Contrary to popular belief, the spark that led to the creation of Toho's King Kong vs. Godzilla should be credited to Willis O'Brien, another legend in stop-motion animation and pioneer. O'Brien would create such films as The Lost World in 1925, the iconic film King Kong in 1933, and Mighty Joe Young in 1949, which he won the 1950 Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. In 1960, Willis O'Brien proposed an idea for a brand new film, King Kong vs. Frankenstein, which would have a titanic battle in San Francisco, California. He secured the rights from RKO, who owned the trademark for King Kong at the time, and embarked on an unsuccessful search to find a studio that would produce it. Later, O'Brien would be introduced to a producer at the time named John Beck, who would work on securing a studio to help produce the film. Beck would hire American screenwriter George Worthington Yates to turn Willis O'Brien's conceptual art and idea into a screenplay, altering the story and changing the name to King Kong vs. Prometheus, which was the alternate name for Frankenstein in the original novel. Because the cost of stop animation was too expensive for studios at the time, the film was never made. Beck decided to shop around overseas and caught the attention of Toho. Toho, since its early creations, wanted to make their own King Kong film, which would lead to the making of King Kong Escapes and King Kong vs. Godzilla years after. Toho replaced the Frankenstein creature, and in his place Godzilla would battle King Kong in a film that has remained until today one of Toho's most commercially successful films. Unfortunately, based on legal documents, Beck's dealings to secure the film production was done without O'Brien ever knowing, and he was never credited for his idea. In 1963, Beck would be sued by Marion C. Cooper for the rights to King Kong, which he co-wrote and co-directed. Cooper was the head of production for RKO Radio Pictures from 1933 to 1935, and the lawsuit failed because he was never the actual sole owner of King Kong as he believed. Special effects producer and director Eiji Tsurabaya was working on another project at the time, a new version of a fairy tale film script called Princess Kaguya. But once informed about the proposed King Kong and Godzilla film, he immediately postponed work on his project, and since he was a huge fan of King Kong, he began working as soon as possible on the effects for the film. For the 1962 film, special effects director Tsurabaya deliberately gave King Kong a semi-comical personality because he did not want Kong to frighten young children, and wanted the general audience to root for Kong over the more frightening Godzilla. It would be his ultimate love of the film King Kong which inspired him to become a special effects innovator, and he was very emotional when he heard he would be able to bring his own special effects version of King Kong to life in American and Japanese theaters. During the final fight between King Kong and Godzilla, King Kong tries to shove a tree down Godzilla's throat. This is a tribute to the fight between King Kong and the Tyrannosaurus Rex from the original 1933 film by director Tsurabaya. The debate by fans on King Kong and Godzilla and who won the battle is still argued to this day. In a statement by Toho, which declared that King Kong was meant to win, they explained King Kong was much more popular than Godzilla at this time and was the obvious choice to win audiences over. A rumor exists that because of director Tsurabaya's huge love of the American King Kong film, he influenced Toho's decision to make King Kong the winner at the end of the film. Being Toho's actual third film in the Godzilla series, the film marks a number of firsts for King Kong and Godzilla films. This film was the first time either King Kong and Godzilla were filmed in color, and the first time either filmed in widescreen. This film was also the third film for both King Kong and Godzilla, which the American version Godzilla King of Monsters is not like many believe.